This video is regarding a recent Tucson Police Department critical incident death investigation that occurred on North Ritchie Boulevard near East Kleindale Road. The Pima Regional Critical Incident Team, or PRCIT, consisting of 10 law enforcement agencies in Pima County, was activated to handle the criminal investigation of this incident, specifically the Pima County Sheriff's Department and the Oro Valley Police Department. This is standard practice so that agencies don't criminally investigate their own personnel. A separate but parallel administrative investigation is being conducted by the Tucson Police Department to determine if any policy violations occurred. Investigations involving an officer's use of force can take a significant amount of time. Investigators are tasked with reviewing video, interviewing multiple witnesses, examining forensic evidence, and reviewing hundreds of pages of transcripts and reports. This video is based on information we know to be accurate at this time. Conclusions about whether the officer's actions were consistent with agency policy and the law will not be made until all the facts are known and the investigation is complete. The material we are about to share may contain strong language as well as graphic images, which may be disturbing to some people. Viewer discretion is advised. On March 10, 2024, at approximately 9:45 a.m., patrol officers from the Tucson Police Department's Operations Division Midtown were conducting a follow-up investigation on a suspect wanted for felony domestic violence at a residence in the 3300 block of North Ritchie Boulevard. Probable cause had been established for the arrest of the suspect for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Detectives with TPD's domestic violence unit attempted to contact the suspect at the residence. However, he refused to exit and barricaded himself inside. Over the course of several hours of negotiations, other occupants in the residence were able to exit unharmed, but the suspect refused to exit. Over the course of several hours, multiple attempts were made via a public address system asking for the suspect to leave the residence peacefully. However, there was no response. Detectives from the Domestic Violence Unit obtained a search warrant, and the Special Weapons and Tactics Team and the Hostage Negotiations Unit took over the incident. At this point, police had been on scene for more than 5 hours. After a few more hours of attempted negotiations with the suspect, SWAT members forced entry into the residence by using a fully marked armored vehicle. As entry was made, the suspect fired multiple shots towards officers, leaving them pinned down by gunfire. Here is body-worn camera video of that exchange.
Nice weeks. Was it? Shots fired. Get back. Shots fired from deep inside the house. Hey, tuck in, boys. Definitely sounded like a rifle. If he does it again, we're going back. Yeah. Cheyenne team is exposed.
Officers had to utilize directed fire in order to move to a safe position. TPD policy allows officers to use gunfire that is controlled, deliberate, and well targeted into hardened objects in order to disrupt or change the suspect's behavior, as officers continue to mitigate the threat. Directed fire is used when there is a lethal threat to the community or officers, but direct engagement with the suspect is not possible due to physical barriers. The directed fire tactic is only authorized to be utilized by SWAT team personnel who have specialized training and only when lethal force is justified. By using this tactic, SWAT officers were able to back away from the residence and move to a protected position. Here's body-worn camera video of that exchange.
Put directed fire in the eaves and they could jump the wall.
Stand by. Cheyenne team to CP. I'm gonna give directed fire.
Hang on.
Cheyenne team
we're gonna get directed fire so you guys can get up over that wall.
There's no way, dude. They're not gonna make it. Stand by.
Wait, stand by. Where are you guys gonna go to? We're gonna give directed fire for you to move. You're gonna go up and over?
You guys too, I want you to move. This Cheyenne team. I'll be last man. Go to the back of the bat and get in the bat.
I'm also gonna throw a bag.
Copy. Also copy. Cheyenne team's gonna go to the bat. Tahoe team or Avalanche team to the bat as well. Initiate.
Hang up!
directed fire, Kush. I think he's firing inside.
Ready? We're in. It's on. Hold up. Get it. We're up. We're in.
During the course of several more hours, the suspect continued to refuse police commands to exit the residence and remained barricaded inside. During this time, the suspect continued to fire multiple rounds from deep inside the residence, endangering officers and community members in the surrounding area. TPD requested assistance from the Pima Regional SWAT team, specifically additional less lethal chemical agents and armored vehicles to shield officers and members of the public who could not safely be removed from the immediate area. Hostage negotiators continued their communication efforts to get the suspect to exit the residence peacefully. However, he continued to fire rounds at officers indiscriminately. Personnel from the Pima County Sheriff's Department assisted by evacuating community members from the surrounding areas. Several more hours of negotiation efforts were attempted through a variety of tools to facilitate communication, many of which were disabled by the suspect's gunfire. Officers attempted to use multiple methods of less lethal force, including a chemical agent, a pepper ball device, and a light sound diversionary device, to compel the suspect to leave the residence. Officers were unsuccessful in their attempts and were met with sustained bursts of gunfire. SWAT members continued to give directed fire so crews could reposition themselves. Officers also fired into a door hinge so a robot could gain access to the residence and fired at the tires of a nearby truck to prevent the suspect from fleeing. Neither the suspect nor the officers were struck. Here is body-worn camera video of some of those exchanges.
Bang it. Additional gunfire at back.
Sarge.
Huh? Got it.
Nope, he's shooting out the 2-door.
Give me directed fire just above the front door or window. Hold.
Okay.
Redahoff to bat. We're going to give you directed fire from the Suburban on the east side of the house as you're moving.
Having a win.
Initiate.
Ready.
Hold. Locking gun. Hold. Hold fire. Directed fire. Directed fire. Hold. Hold.
Holding.
Bats out. Directed fire. Suburban ceased.
Are we sending? That wasn't me. Firing again. Good, Brad?
Yep.
Well, you with me? Once they get set, we're gonna be in here.
That was at the bat. That hit the bat.
That hit the bat and that hit the wall by the Hummer.
Got it.
As the firing continued, TPD personnel requested assistance from the Arizona Department of Public Safety in the form of an armored critical incident vehicle known as the Rook. Here is an example of a Rook. The vehicle is similar to a smaller tractor with extendable arms in the front. The Rook provides ballistic protection for officers and the community during high-risk situations, including barricaded subjects. The Rook was used to breach the residence structure with the goal of safely detaining the suspect and ending the continuing gunfire coming from the residence. An external wall of the residence was breached, allowing officers to see that the suspect was still alive and in possession of 2 handguns, one of which was held to his head, and an AR-15 style rifle on his chest. Shortly after 11 p.m., before he could be detained, the suspect sustained a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Officers secured the area and began to render aid to the suspect. Personnel from the Tucson Fire Department transported the suspect to Banner University Medical Center, where he was pronounced deceased. The male suspect has been identified as 38-year-old Jesus Gabriel Mendivil. The Pima Regional Critical Incident Team processed the scene, reviewed hours of audio and video evidence, and spoke to witnesses. Based on their investigation thus far, Mr. Mendivil fired more than 400 rifle and handgun rounds from his house toward officers and the surrounding community. Neither the suspect nor any officers were struck by the gunfire that took place during this incident. However, the suspect's gunfire struck several community and police vehicles and buildings in the surrounding area. Here are photos of the loaded firearms and magazines police found near him. Here are photos of some of the vehicles officers were using for cover. The Tucson police officers who discharged their firearms using the directed fire tactic have been identified as Officer Adam Robke, a 6-year TPD veteran, Officer Joseph Jensen, a 12-year TPD veteran, Officer Tanner Wolverton, a 5-year TPD veteran, Officer Eduardo Valenzuela, an 8-year TPD veteran, Officer Bradley Cush, a 12-year TPD veteran, and Sergeant Jason Bredehoff, a 20-year TPD veteran. The Pima Regional Critical Incident Team continues to investigate this incident. As is standard practice in all PRCIT investigations, all findings will be presented to the Pima County Attorney's Office once the investigation is complete. Members of the public with information and/or video of the incident are asked to contact the Pima County Sheriff's Department at 520-351-4900. This is still an active investigation.